I am Father Richard Gielow. I am a twin, and my twin brother is also a priest. His name is Father Robert Gielow. And I need to tell you that because somebody complimented me on a mission I gave here in St. Louis, and it wasn't me, it was my twin brother. We both belong to the Vincentian Fathers. We're very delighted because there are very few parishes in America that have a statue of St. Vincent, our founder, in the sanctuary. And it's a great treat for me to be here with you and to see our founder in such a prominent place. My twin brother and I, we dress again alike. Now we're dressed again in black. We both do the same work. We both do retreats and parish missions. My brother lives in Chicago. I live in Kansas City, or Independence. And the other thing we both do is we're both chaplains for the Chicago Bears. One of us travels with them on every away game. And I tell you that because I'm going to tell a story a little later in my talk. Both of us were on the sidelines during the Super Bowl, and it rained for 3.5 hours. It never stopped. So at the end of the game, one of the coaches came over and said, let's get this right now. We had two priests here. We could not get it to stop raining. We couldn't stop Peyton Manning, and we couldn't win. We need to get a rabbi. I told the people at the last Mass, I said, I can't tell you how much I love Sundays in the Catholic Church. I love Sundays. Now let me tell you why I love Sundays. Catholics cannot wait to get here on Sunday. The excitement of going to church on Sunday keeps them up Saturday nights. They don't sleep Saturday nights. They cannot wait to get here. You never, ever hear in the Catholic Church, Mom, do we have to go? Not in the Catholic Church. You never hear in the Catholic Church, it is so boring. Not in the Catholic Church. No, the Catholics know that this is the most exciting time of their week. So, I just thank you for bringing all this excitement here to the 12 o'clock Mass. I love Sundays because Catholics come early. They don't leave early. They stay till the end of Mass. Now, when you come here to God's house on Sunday, we don't read from Tom Clancy or Stephen King or Patterson or even Harry Potter. We don't read from those people. We read from the Bible because we believe that God speaks to us personally and as a family. Not once, not twice, 3 times. What did God say to you? I don't know. Just thinking about lunch, thinking about the Rams, thinking about Missouri winning and now playing Oklahoma. Today, we celebrate this feast of Christ the King. In 1925, our Holy Father wanted to celebrate this feast at the end of the church year. See, next week we start Advent, so this is the last week in the church year. So our Holy Father, Pius XI, said, let's celebrate it with the feast of Christ the King. So our readings are about Christ the King and his kingdom. It's no secret how great Christ is. You all know that. The challenge to pay tribute to the King is to get to the kingdom. Does everybody go to the kingdom? If everybody goes, what are we doing here at noon today? Now, I believe it's difficult not to get to the kingdom, but possible. And so we come here to be nourished and strengthened so that we can give God our greatest effort. So today I want to tell you a story about getting to the kingdom. My twin brother and I are saying Mass for the Rams. This is before they left the sun in Los Angeles to come here to St. Louis. So we're out in Anaheim. We finished Mass for the Bears. And we start out the door, and the head coach says, "We're not done." I said, "The Mass is ended. I'm done." He said, No. Now we have a Protestant service for all those who are non-Catholic." I said, "Well, that's good. That's a great idea. Go. He said, "No, we are not done. That's you. We are not done. We go to both services." So my brother and I looked at each other and said, "Oh, okay." So now we're sitting in the front. Richard Dent, who was our defensive end Hall of Famer, sitting between us. Gets very silent. All of a sudden, from behind the curtain, here comes John Perkins, Baptist preacher from Pasadena with his Bible. Comes out, opens up the Bible. "I don't care who you are. I don't care if you own the Bears. I don't care if you're a $1 million quarterback. I don't care who you are. If you don't walk these 3 roads, you will never get to the kingdom of heaven." The place was, ooh. Yeah. You open up the Bible again. "I don't care if you're a Roman Catholic priest." And Richard Dent goes, "He ain't talking to me, Padre." And then he went on and proceeded to talk about the 3 roads to the kingdom. He said the first road is the road to Damascus. Now, kids, this is a special road. St. Paul, the gentleman who writes all those letters we read every Sunday, he's on this road and he meets the Lord. Now, Paul's job was to persecute Christians. Persecute them. Maybe kill them. You come here every Sunday. You listen to what St. Paul has to say. You listen and you follow and you believe somebody who killed us. You know why? Because on the road to Damascus, St. Paul experienced conversion. The road to Damascus for you and me is about conversion. Conversion. What's that? Those of you, who know about Escalades and SUVs and all those nice cars, before we had those, we used to have conversion vans. Conversion vans. So they stole that. The car dealers stole that from us. Conversion vans. So I go to a car dealer and I said, "Hey," "what's a conversion van?" So he takes me out into the lot. He said, "Father, this is a good van. It's brand new. It's a good van. We took that good van, we put carpet in it, we put swivel seats, we put every gadget we could find. It is now a great van. It's a great van." Conversion is the journey and the process of going from good to great. We are good people, folks. We're not bad people. We are good people, but we're called to greatness. We honor Christ the King by going from good to great, and that's conversion. What do you need to do in your life to be called great by God? What's in the way? Is it patience? Making a good confession? Forgiving somebody? Whatever it is, you and I are called to walk that road, the road of conversion. The second road is the road to Emmaus. That was that road Jesus walked after the resurrection on the beach. He's walking with two of his friends, the disciples. They don't recognize him. They don't see him. I think it's because they were so focused on themselves. They were so talking about their own agenda. They missed Christ. They missed him. Kind of like Me, yesterday, driving over here from Kansas City to St. Louis on Interstate 70, I did not see Christ in some of the drivers in the left lane. I don't even like Jesus as a passenger in my car. I'm driving 270. You're in the left lane going 45 miles an hour. I think things about you. I even say things about you. Of course, when Jesus is a passenger, I don't say those things. Dear Lord, they are poor. The accelerator is not working properly. Help them. And dear Lord, the left turn signal is broke. And I know, dear Lord, she is on the cell phone. It's an emergency. See, the road to Emmaus is about being like Christ and seeing Christ in everyone. It's easy to see Christ in the people who love us and the people we love, but the people who are hard to get along with, the people we disagree with, that's what the call to Emmaus is. And the last road's the road to Jericho. The road to Jericho. In the scripture, here's how they talk about the road to Jericho. This guy, remember this? He gets beat up. He gets mugged by a bunch of robbers. They rob him, beat him up, and they leave him half dead on the road. Scripture says the first person that came by was the priest. The priest came by and he, whoa, this guy's bad shape. But I got a parish council meeting, and he took off. He took off. Left the guy. The second group were the Levites. They're the trustees of the parish. Now, they stayed a little longer. They said, this guy needs help. But we got bingo, and they left him. The third person who came by was a Samaritan. Now, Samaritans are taught to have nothing to do with Jews. This man was a Jew. This Samaritan not only stopped, he picked him up, put him on his donkey, took him to a hotel, paid for the hotel, gave money to the hotel keeper and said, if it costs any more, I'll even give you more. And Jesus says, who is neighbor to this man? Who loved him? Of course, the answer is the stranger, the foreigner. The road to Jericho for you and me, you know, all those times we had an opportunity to help somebody, we didn't. We used to call those sins of omission. Things we could have done and we didn't do. Times of grace that we said, nah, I got my own agenda, got my own interests. The road to Jericho is a road of love, but it's to reach out to those people that need help. Now, folks, John Perkins says, you know, it ain't multiple choice. I have to take the road to Damascus, the road to Emmaus, and the road to Jericho. And then I walk into the kingdom. This last week of the church year is a time for you and I to evaluate, how are we doing on this road to the kingdom? How do I get from good to great? How do I see Christ more? And how do I help people? This last week of the church year, let's evaluate how we have been in the last year. Now, you have an opportunity because God scheduled a mission in your parish this week to do this evaluation. So I'm going to be here every night, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I'm going to celebrate Mass 7 o'clock. By the way, folks, we are not better than the Protestants. We are not holier than the Jewish people, and we don't have better values than the Mormons. But they don't have the body and blood of Christ. It doesn't make us better. That sign on there that says, keep the main thing, this is the main thing. To be Catholic means to be Eucharist. That's why we shouldn't leave early. Jesus is in the presence of us, in his body and blood, and we walk out the door. So I'm going to celebrate Mass because it's the best thing we have. During the homily, I'm going to preach to myself out loud because I would like to get better at walking these 3 rows. I'd like you to come. You want me to come back to church again? Folks, this is not my mission. This is God's. So you sit down with God and you talk to God about this mission. Hey, just tell him. Tell him why. If you're not going to come, tell him why. See what God says. Tell him you have to watch Monday Night Football and you can't come to the mission. Just tell him. Wait for his answer. If God says don't come to the mission, stay away from the building. Stay away from the building. But I guarantee you miracles will take place this week because of your faith, because of the time and the sacrifice. Okay, how long is this thing going to be? 1 hour. 1 hour, from 7 to 8, and then we'll have a reception. I thank you for the honor of coming here to be with you. I thank you for the honor of being Catholics with you. It doesn't make us better, but we're on the same journey to the kingdom, and together we'll get there. Thanks. I'm done. Thanks.